easy to stuff up. So I want to go really thoroughly on what to do, what not to do. Say you're in the gym and you've got the big cable machines, or you might see like the machines where you kind of push back on. They're typically trying to hit rear delts, but you often hit like your rhomboids, so a different part of the back. Also, like probably the best machine that you could use is like the actual cables themselves, but crossing over and then going backwards. But as you can see, the cables, when they cross over, they're doing this rear delt motion. The benefit about those cable machines is that you get to stretch your shoulder over, so you get a greater range of motion. So that's where like the actual resistance bands themselves, if you can hook this up to your door through like the attachment, hook it up through your door, and you could actually get a better rear delt isolation by using a resistance band over using the dumbbells. The best thing about using the dumbbells, obviously like it's slightly less isolation, but in my eyes, you use more muscle stabilizers in the back, able to stimulate more muscle fibers and get a greater lift by using the dumbbells. So I prefer to use a cable machine. If you don't have cable machines, use dumbbells. If you don't have dumbbells, use the resistance band. Jump on like a hard bed or a hard chair, where I've got the bench if you're working out from home. I like to put my feet up on like some weights or elevate like a couple of books. Just so like, I'd also like to put a pillow like underneath my chest. So this way, like as we can see, me literally leaning on my legs, my arm isn't able to touch the ground. And therefore, like when I'm holding the dumbbell, it's not touching the ground, it's not able to touch the ground, and therefore like I get more stretch out of my back, out of my delts. Whereas if I didn't have the featured weights there, if I didn't have a pillow, then I'm just like, I'm almost holding myself up, and I'm engaging other muscles in my back, and I'm not isolating the rear delt as much. So I'd love if you could pop your feet up somewhere, like a yoga mat or something, if you've got a bag, or a high enough chair where you're not able to touch the ground with your arms, and therefore when you're dangling with the dumbbells, like they can't touch the ground either. So you get a little bit more range of motion and a better isolation. We're going to do a specific type of rep movement. It's called rest pause training. Rest pause training is when we'll essentially do a large amount of reps, and then we'll rest for say about 8 to 10 seconds, and then we do a shorter amount of reps, rest for 8 to 10 seconds, shorter amount of reps, then rest for 10 seconds, and we do that 3 or 4 times. The reason why we put it at the end of the workout especially is because so far you've been hitting like probably large compound movements in your back, in your chest, in your legs, and we're starting to really stimulate testosterone production. And what also stimulates testosterone production and growth hormone is a huge buildup of lactic acid. Lactic acid really leads to a higher stimulation of growth hormone in the body. So not only does this grow the rear delts by fatiguing it like to an extreme extent, but we're able to, because we're lifting lighter weights than say 80 kilos of your body weight plus weighted dips on the chin-up bar. We're only doing like no ego lifting in this exercise. We're doing lighter weights because we're doing higher reps and less rest time. So it's all about proper form and proper timing on your phone. So with the app that you've got, you literally have the phone here, press go, bang, bang, bang. We'll do 15, so we'll do a rep range of 12 to 15. Then you hit start of the rest and it counts down 10 seconds for you, or you just count to 10 in your head. So hypothetically, let's just say I'm doing, this is just a warm-up set, but let's just pretend that I've got my actual weighted set and I'm doing 12 to 15 reps. And what I want you to focus on, the pinky side of your hand, I want that to go upwards. Instead of going
let me show you. So instead of like just like trying to pull the weight up and up, I want you to focus on lifting up and not forward, but just lifting straight out. So as you can see, like this range of motion,
it's the same range of motion if we had the cable ties and we're doing this,
but we're just facing downwards. Beautiful. All right, so let's just say I'm doing 12, 15 reps. Let's just say I've hit 15, count to 10, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pick up the weights, and now I'm doing 4 to 6 reps. Until I can't do anymore.
count to 10, 4 to 6 reps, count to 10, 4 to 6 reps. You'll be so fatigued and lactic acid buildup in your arms because we're doing short rest times and high reps that we don't have to lift extremely heavy. And the rear delt, the muscle will grow dramatically by simply more isolation rather than heavy weights. So get onto it, guys. Hit me up if you have any questions.